Okay, so from your student review packet, we're going to go over how to write formulas from names for ionic compounds. So first you have to determine that you have an ionic compound. If you take a look at the example, sodium chloride is NaCl. We know it's an ionic compound because sodium is a metal, chloride is a nonmetal. In order to write the formula, we write down the symbols and then balance their charges. Our sodium from the periodic table has a +1 charge, our chlorine has a -1 charge. Because of that, there are no subscripts needed. Let's take a look at the first example. Ammonium, while isn't a metal, is from our polyatomic ion chart. And if you take a look at that, it's going to give us NH4 with a +1 charge. Next, we want to write down our next formula, phosphate, again from our polyatomic ion chart, PO4 with a -3 charge. And both of those things you can look up. Now I want to balance my charges. I'll give the 1 to the phosphate and the 3 to ammonium to balance out my total charge to 0. So I give the 3 to the ammonium and the 1 to the phosphate. Because the 1 is implied, you don't actually have to write it. Let's take a look at number 2, iron 2 oxide. Again, first I'm going to write down those symbols, iron and oxide. Iron from our periodic table, and oxide from the periodic table. Again, I want to check my charges. Iron 2 is going to have a +2 charge. Oxide is going to have a -2 charge. This comes right from the periodic table. Iron 2 is where that +2 comes from. Because they balance out to 0, I don't have to add any subscripts, so we're good to move on. In number 3, I again have iron and oxide, but this time with a little bit of a different charge. I again have iron and oxide, so I'll write down FeO. This time, however, my iron has a +3 charge. My oxide still keeps that -2 charge, again found on the periodic table. Now to balance it out to 0, I again have to switch those. So the 3 is going to go to the oxygen, the 2 is going to go to the iron, and I'll have Fe2O3.